So today we're going to talk about the Nuclear Films DVD collection. This is shorter than Double O Studios. It's got 7 DVDs. But this one, I think on the spines, it's definitely got a lot more color than the Double O Studios and the John Movies DVDs. But that's okay. I think they stand out like that. Nothing wrong with having a more or less 1 or 2 colors, but nothing wrong with the colorful either. I think it kind of makes it a unique collection. So let's take a look at them. So the first grouping we're going to talk about is kind of the Nuclear Films collections. These are similar to the Double O Studios collections. Chris Yackerson, I believe, he hasn't done anything that's career-wise yet. They're all still more or less college-related. So there's just a college collection and a high school collection. Nuclear Films has only taken down a couple of videos, and most of which I already had copies of or I was able to obtain, so there's no need for a Lost Videos collection here. And then the other collection would be the stop motion collection, which I think still kind of more or less fits in with high school, college, stop motion. But these ones are definitely more uniform than this one, or these kind of go as a little set. We have a breakdown of the different videos and then thumbnails from each of the videos. We have years on there, 2016 to 18, 2019 to 23. So as you can see, it is still very much similar to the Double O Studios, even though there's a lot different with it. So when we look at the backs, pretty similar to the Double O Studios. We have a brief little summary, kind of paying tribute to the work of Nuclear Films over the years. Breakdown of the discs, the bonus features. And then we have some stills as well as some disc information. Not as much of a gap with bonus content and DVD content. Yackerson and Robidoux over at Nuclear Films definitely put out a lot of bonus content, but it wasn't very lengthy bonus content. So when we look inside on this one, as we already established, they're both 2-disc sets. So we have disc 1 and disc 2. And then we have a little insert. I can tell from here that the color matching doesn't show up as good on camera, unfortunately. It looks better in person. It's a lot more readable, but there's the breakdown of all the different films and their summaries, their years, and then the bonus features. And that's pretty much that. So then, of course, the college collection is going to look pretty similar. Again, also a 2-disc set, but this one's actually double-sided on its insert. So we have the film breakdowns, along with the description of the bonus material, and obviously the rest of the films and their thumbnails. One thing I do want to note, too, on here is when it comes to Double O Studios and Nuclear Films and the rest of them, is these are not actually the official thumbnails that the creators I would say have approved. I don't know if they have an issue with them. I would imagine not. But there was no way for me to realistically obtain all those thumbnails without spoiling the surprise of this. So I very much had to kind of work with my own thumbnails. I know some of them, their videos have kind of custom thumbnails. Unfortunately, I couldn't carry that over. But you will see, as you see in the ranking videos on Darth Momo YouTube channel, as well as the breakdown of release dates for our videos, I very much do roll with these thumbnails. But just please note that because I am rolling with these thumbnails, these are not necessarily the thumbnails that the creators have officially sanctioned, if that makes sense. And then we have the Lego stop motion. A bit different as opposed to the college and high school. It's just got one single thumbnail. Doesn't break down the videos on the front, that's on the back, but it does mention on here 15 installments, echoing some DVDs that will have includes this bonus feature I put on there, as well as the documentary Construction of the Commander, in that kind of similar vein, which I thought was kind of cool. This is the breakdown of the different videos. So we have all of his miscellaneous stop motion on this disc, and then this disc has all the Lego Commander stuff, some thumbnails and stills, and then a brief little, I don't want to call it a summary, but it's not necessarily a tribute or summary of the work either. It's kind of, I guess, its own little brief description of Lego stop motion from Nuclear Films. This is also a 2-disc set, and it's got a breakdown. This side has all the Lego stop motion miscellaneous ones that just worked out like that. And then this one is disc 2, as it says up there, and it's got all the Commander series plus the bonus features. Or bonus feature, I should say. That's kind of the Nuclear Films collections. So the next ones we have are the Nuclear Films franchise collections. We'll kind of go in order of smallest to largest. This one is pretty simple. It's just the 2 Harry Potter videos, which I know that's a duology too, but this one is smaller in terms of video length as well as bonus features. But look on the back, this one tries to kind of merge the normal format I would take as well as the credits. So instead of just one still, I have stills for all of them. And then credit breakdowns, kind of film logos, special features, and a small brief summary. This is a 1-disc set. And then we've got our little inserts with the breakdowns. And then next we're going to go to the Star Wars Fool's Gambit duology. Now, I know that Fool's Gambit was very much a John Movies and Nuclear Films production, but I think on this one I had to give it to Nuclear Films because this was only a Nuclear Films production, and this was half Nuclear Films and half John Movies. So obviously John Movies drew the short stick on this one, but I don't know if you can still kind of read that because it's smushed. The posters, I smushed them to fit them on this, but we have John Movies at the top there, Nuclear Films and 00 Studios. So the credit is still given where credit's due. Obviously, it's just their posters, as I said. And I do want to say I actually made that poster. That wasn't a Nuclear Films poster. I made both of these. And then we have stills. One still actually from each of them. If you'll see, that one's cropped because that's got the theatrical aspect ratio of the Fool's Gambit Super Special Edition available in John Movies. And then that's a still from the Nuclear Films sequel, which wasn't put in theatrical aspect ratio. This is kind of I did something different here. I put a summary of both of them together, and then I've got their film credits, but then I've got their special features. 86 minutes of total content, but only 15 minutes video-wise. So yeah, there's a lot of bonus features on here. But it still is a disc set with 2 of them. And it's got its insert, a single-sided insert, just breaking down the a summary. But it's obviously a different format than some of the other ones we've looked at, but it still has a summary on here, plus the bonus content. That's one thing I guess I kind of like, is each of them have their own little unique spin, but at the end of the day, you can still kind of see how they're all uniform with each other. The next one is the Rodderverse franchise. This has all 8 Rodderverse videos on here. We've got the Rodder trilogy, Wilson vs. Snapshot, Rhodes, Huntress, Object of the Unknown, and then Legends, which they all lead up to. The nice still here. This isn't a poster or a thumbnail or anything. It was just a nice little combination of the kind of the 3 main characters of this franchise. I don't know why I did air quotes on that. Obviously, another 2-disc set. This is kind of just a franchise summary. Some various stills. That's actually one of my favorite shots from Object of the Unknown, and one of my favorite shots in any of our videos. Not my most favorite, but one of my favorites. Disc 1 has all the 8 Rodderverse videos. Disc 2 actually has the original Captain Rodder only available on the WebShark, and then it's got all the bonus features. This is actually an insert I really like too. I don't know if it's just the coloring or what. Like I said, 2-disc set. But then we look at the insert. It's got 6 of the 8 videos right here. And then it's got the other 2, plus all the bonus features. And there's actually a lot of bonus features on here. Not a lot of them are public, actually, unfortunately. But there's some bonus features on here. And yeah, and I do want to say I know a couple of these kind of stem from other creators. I know Object of the Unknown was a joint production with Double O or with Digital Reality, and obviously the Wilson versus Snapshot was a WebShark and Jaw Movies production. But they all just, it was better to just put them all together. I think that fits for the franchise. So obviously, since Chris was the driving force behind, 7.5 of these, Rodder's his creation. It would obviously went to Nuclear Films, but those are the Nuclear Films collection, or not collections, but the Nuclear Films franchise collections. The last Nuclear Films one we're going to talk about is the Object of the Unknown remake. This is separate from the Rodderverse. This is its own thing. You could almost say it's like the Shanny Bird of the Nuclear Films studio. So again, it's just a simple image from the video, some stills, and a brief summary. I've got a little quote right here for its tagline, film credits. And then when we go inside, it's pretty simple. There's only obviously one bonus feature on here, just the trailer. So it's just got a simple insert, as well as the single disc, since it's like 18 minutes of content. But yeah, that's the Object of the Unknown Nuclear Films project. I think that's one of their biggest projects to date. And that would bring us to the end of Nuclear Films. Next time, we're going to talk about all the various miscellaneous DVDs I have. So that includes Digital Reality, The Web Shark, Coolio Kid Films, Wither Binks, among a couple others. But I think it was just easier to put them all in their own video. But again, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned.